What is going on, everybody? Hey, this is your boy JC from JC Sports Talk, and you already know what this is. This is another week, another game week, and I had to bring some outside expert to help me recognize what division champ. What the heck is that? Oh, shoot, I thought you.
That's all I got.
You was predicting the future right now. Hey, I'm thinking that you're saying 2022 division champ. So that's how
Yeah.
Look, who knows, right? Who knows? But without further ado, man, please introduce yourself, man, and just let them know a little bit about y'all and what y'all do for the Jacksonville Jaguar community.
Yes, we are Dunn and Drew, baby. We started our YouTube channel back in 2017. We've been grinding on this Jaguars content since then. We started making content when the Jags actually went to the playoffs for the first time in a decade. So since then, it's been a rebuilding year for us with the team. So now the Jags have been looking a little good in 2022. So we're hyped to talk about the Jags this year with Doug Peterson leading our team. And like you said, game of the week coming up this weekend, Jags, Eagles. It's going to be a fun one.
Yes. I have a podcast where we talk all sports, pop culture, etc. But for our YouTube channel, we focus mainly on Jaguars. And it's been fun this year. There have been years past where we're like, all right, before the season, we're like, all right, we're going to do a video previewing the game. Then we're going to do another video after the game. And then come week 3, we're 0-3. And we're like, no, just heart's not in it. But the heart is very much in it this year. We're not fair weather. We're always watching the games. But when it comes to creating content, it's so much easier when your team's good.
Absolutely, man. Hey, but before we get into it, man, shout out to everybody that's watching, man. TJ, what's up, man? What is going on? DJ, what's up, everybody? Hey, please make sure hit that like button, subscribe button to both channels. I do have their link in the chat right here. Look, regardless if you're a Eagle fan or not, look, I always love subscribing to other content creators because one, I might just go on there and listen to what they have to say, and also, try to troll them a little bit, just in case, like, hey, man, what happened to your team? But it's all fun and love, man. That's why I love doing content creating. You meet a lot of people, like a lot of different fan base, man. I love it, man. But so please make sure y'all go check them out, man. Their link is in the chat. And make sure y'all hit that like button, man. It pushes this content out for other people that's looking to, for Jags and Eagle content, preview games to talk about. So, but without further ado, man, let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the injury report. The Philadelphia injury report came out today.
The fancy.
2 biggest names on here to me is Avonte Maddox, our slot corner, nickel corner. He's already ruled out for the game on Sunday. And Boston Scott, our little, midget running back, he's ruled out, but that's not a real big loss because we do have Trey Sermon, Gainwell, and Miles Sanders. But everybody else, A.J. Brown, congratulations to A.J. Brown, baby boy, brand new baby boy. That's why he wasn't at practice the past couple of days. So now he came back. So, but everybody else is pretty healthy, but definitely that nickel corner, Avonte Maddox being out, especially with one of your beasts over there. I think Christian Kirk, he played a slot a little bit. I don't know how much, but we're definitely going to talk into that. But definitely that's a big loss for the Philadelphia Eagles. But we do have some personnel to plug in there. So how about y'all? How's the injury looking on y'all side?
Do you guys ever move around Slay, or is he mainly an outside corner?
He mainly an outside corner.
Okay.
But lately he'll travel, left and right, but he doesn't really play the slot.
Dang, man, we got a lot of Jaguars fans in the chat.
I love it.
Yes.
Injury.
Yeah, I think all we have is Zay Jones, who was which is big for us because he's a top 3 target for our offense. Shaq Griffin was on it, I think.
They were both limited.
Yeah, both limited in practice. But that's it for right now. The first 3 weeks, we had a pretty clear injury report other than our cornerback Shaq Griffin, who didn't play last week. And we ended up beating the Chargers so bad. So maybe we don't need him. But, yeah, I think we're going into this game pretty healthy other than Zay Jones if he doesn't play. But it's looking pretty clean otherwise on defense and offense. Our main guys are going to be suiting up against y'all.
Okay. Look. I like to hear that, man. I wish that both teams were completely healthy. I mean, look, there's no excuse over here, all right? No excuse. You play. Look, there's one thing I can tell you with both coaches, especially with Doug Peterson. This dude won the Super Bowl with backups. Backup left tackle, backup quarterback, backup running back, backup middle linebacker. All these guys were starters, backup special team captains. So both teams know how to adjust with the next man up mentality. So that's what I love about this matchup. No excuses. I know you want the Birds to be, limping into this,
I do.
But
No
it's
offense.
not going to happen. We coming. We flying high. So I don't want to hear it.
I want to beat y'all. I want to beat y'all full strength because we need to start getting credit for our wins and not having people saying, "Oh, y'all only won because of this." We need to beat y'all 100% healthy or 85. I don't care, but it needs to be above whatever the Chargers percentage of healthy was at.
Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to all the Jags fans up in here, man. Y'all brought the whole Jag community up in here, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Appreciate y'all. If y'all have any questions, man, just drop them in the chat, and we will try to get to them as time permit. But the first topic, talk to me about Dougie P, man. His hiring. I mean, hey, was it a good hire at the time? Did y'all love it? His relationship with Trevor Lawrence, and also like how is he adapting to this team? Is the team buying in to what he's selling them?
I think we kind of lucked into Doug. I think he was our first interview, but the way ownership went about the interview process, I wouldn't have been surprised if we lost Doug to. I don't know if anyone else was looking at Doug. I don't know why at this point. He's just, and I still don't know exactly why it didn't. I'd love to know from your perspective why it didn't work out in Philly, because he's been, oh my God, we have not had a coach that made us look this serious of an organization ever. Well, probably since Tom Coughlin, but I was too young. I wasn't really watching back then.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like every game, and granted it's because we're 2-1 and we won 2 of them by a wide margin, but now there's no game where I'm worried like, oh no, is the coaching staff gonna put up a good enough game plan to counter this team's defense or this team's offense? Like, what are we gonna do about Jalen Hurts? Right now, I'm like, they got it. Like, whether or not they have the ingredients to get it done, I know that the coaches at least will have a solid game plan to attack any team we play. So Doug has been, and what he's done for Trevor, like Trevor's in the perfect situation.
Yeah.
And it's showing.
Yeah, the professionalism that Doug Peterson shows at the podium during the week before the game and post game, something that excites me as a Jags fan. Like Andy said, even though we lost that week 1 game, we looked very competent as a team. Whereas last week 1 in 2021 with Urban Meyer, we thought we were going to go into that game and beat the Texans out of their stadium, and we let them put 30 on us, and we were scoring garbage time points, and Trevor looked terrible. So it's a complete shift from last year. So having Doug Peterson in the building is amazing so far. And the 2-1 shit, like I got extreme confidence in the games. Like I know we're playing the 3-0 Eagles. I know we're going to be in Philly, but my worry compared to week 1 to this week is much lower. Like I'm more confident going into this Eagles game. And I know I shouldn't be because Eagles fans are much more confident. It's the Jags. But hey, I'm saying if we can go in there and lock Jalen Hurts down, which we'll get to the keys of the game, then I'm going to be ecstatic going forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, look, hey, I love it, man. And this is a perfect example right here why both teams, to me, need this win. Because comments like this, right? Philly played 3 trash teams, right? But before we played them, they were okay. Like the Lions, to me, wasn't never a team that you could sleep on. I've been telling people this already. They upgraded from the offseason. Hutch is no joke. I mean, Swift ain't no joke. So their defense is a little bit suspect. But as far as their offense, they can match point for anybody. And then the Vikings. Remember the Vikings? That skull drug the Packers. Oh my God, the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl NFC Championship. We beat them. Oh man, they weren't nobody. Eagles got,
Wasn't
they
even
got
close.
lucked out. Yeah. And then we beat the Washington Commanders. They beat y'all, right?
Yes.
Week 1. They beat y'all, which I think that y'all should have won that game because y'all had that game, but it is what it is. But once again, we ain't beat nobody. Now, I think this matchup right here, in my opinion, this is going to be the toughest matchup for the Philadelphia Eagles by far. That's just my opinion. And if we beat y'all the same way you thinking, if y'all beat us and y'all going to get some respect, whatever, look, I would feel the exact same way. Hey, all the Cowboy fans talking about, oh man, Eagles about to get smashed. I saw one of your comments. Done. Man, I saw one of your comments, man. You was going back and forth with this Cowboy fan, and man was like, please beat them Eagles for me, man. It's just like everybody want the Eagles to lose. We are the most hated team right now because we're 3-0. But if we beat the Jags, to me, that's a great opponent, the toughest opponent by far. So just like you said, you beat the Eagles, hey, y'all might start getting some buzz.
I feel like a lot of your fan base doesn't feel the same way. I've seen comments that said it doesn't matter that our cornerback is out. We're playing the Jags. It's not like they have receivers like other teams, you know what I'm saying? So it's I don't think that's the consensus around the Eagles fan base, but I'll see what they're saying when I'm in that stadium on Sunday because I don't think they'll be like, man, I think y'all are good. I feel like it's going to be hostile as hell in there.
Well, absolutely. I mean, when kickoff look, once the ball is kicked, it's all over with. And this is our stadium, and we're going to boo, we're going to cheer, we're going to do everything while we there. But right now, leading up into this matchup, yes, and we're fans, right? We don't get paid, to play the game. We get paid whatever to talk about the game, cheer for our team. So we can say whatever we want. But we don't play the game, so it's going to be on the teams. Which team is better that day? And I think this is a great test for both teams. So, but the whole Doug Peterson, a question that you asked me, Drew. Look, the whole thing was, all right, let me ask you a question. Does he have full control right now as a head coach?
Full control of the roster? No, Trent Baalke is. Trent Baalke is over him when it comes to final decisions.
Because I think in Philly,
it's a collaboration, though, is what they call it.
Okay. All right. So I believe in Philly. The reason why that Doug Peterson and Howie Roseman was bumping heads because Howie Roseman wanted to control everything. And Doug, having winning, the franchise first Super Bowl, he thought that he should have a little bit more power, a little bit more say. But Howie Roseman didn't see it that way. So they kept on bumping heads. It was rumored that Howie Roseman was telling him who to play, who to start, and stuff like that. So he didn't like that. And of course, once you start bumping heads with the GM and you're not winning, it's a bad recipe.
So why did the owner go? Why didn't the owner? Because coaching in the league is so important. Why didn't your owner go with Doug versus the GM?
Well, look, our GM been there for a long time right now, like almost. I mean, he's been the GM for over 10 plus years now.
Wow.
He took over after Chip Kelly, he kind of screwed the pooch a little bit, and he had to build this team. So now the owner had more confidence in the GM, than the head coaches. He believed in the GM. I don't know what kind of blackmail pictures that Howie Roseman had of Jeffrey Lurie. I mean, this dude can't do no wrong. He just got a new contract extension last season before the season started, and now he's in full control. But you cannot lie, though. Howie Roseman is one of those GM, one of the smartest GM in the league. But
he brought you guys back, yeah.
Yeah, but lately, this is a good thing. But lately, he actually came out and said, hey, I screwed up the draft. I shouldn't drafted Jalen Reagor. If I could do it again, I would. I will start listening to my scout people now. You know what I mean? Because now he's starting to see that once you listen to other people, it's a team effort. then your team will be better off. And that's what Doug Peterson and Howie Roseman. But at the end of the day, look, they wanted Carson Wentz to stay, but Carson Wentz and Doug relationship was gone at that time also. So they even say, hey, we'll fire Doug if Carson Wentz want to stay. But nah, Carson Wentz just wanted to leave. I mean, it's a whole bunch of backstory why Doug, but I'm so happy. I mean, the minute that Jags hired him as a head coach, man, I tweeted out the Jags are going to be a playoff team because he loved developing young quarterbacks. Man, y'all got a lot of first-round talent on that Jags team, a good quarterback, and all y'all needed was the right leadership, to point them at the right direction, to move those pieces around. And Dougie Pearson and Dougie P, man, he's the type of guy. He will push the right buttons. He will let the quarterback play to his strength, and then we'll see what happens. So that's the answer to your question, man. They just look, the GM a lot of time will win, right? The GM a lot of time will win.
Yeah, we've seen that here recently. We haven't been mad about it because Trent Baalke, apparently these picks are coming through and playing really well this year. So we owe Trent Baalke an apology for how we treated him at the end of last year and throughout the offseason.
It's okay. Look, y'all had the right to do that. Bump that. Y'all had the right to do that. He hired a bum, first of all, with Urban Myers. Look, I don't care. We the one that fill up the stadium. We buy the merch. We buy the tickets and stuff like that. So we spend our hard-earned money. So we could criticize whoever we want if we're not getting the results. So that's why Howie Roseman was under fire. So if your GM was screwing up, so what? And then, hey, he started getting better. Okay, apologize then. But it is what it is. Don't be sorry that you was talking about him last year.
we dragged him, bro. We dragged him so hard. So to see this after the draft and like the months that have passed since then, it's just like, damn, we were wrong so far. It's been 3 weeks, so we'll see how the rest of the season goes.
All right, so look, coming into this season, I really want to hear what was your expectation coming into this season? A rebuilding year? Are we going to make the playoff because we got Dougie P, a Super Bowl winning head coach? And what was your record prediction? And be honest, man, it's okay.
Oh yeah, we own those things. Mine was like 7 to 8 wins. I think I may have said 10 wins in a joke. Maybe I wasn't joking. But it was definitely a year where I hope we're more competitive, but it's obvious that, last year for Trevor was a mess. Hopefully this is a good year to lay the foundation for years to come. But we started off really strong. And if you look around the league, there just aren't many teams that are hot right now. And we have taken advantage of 2 teams that were, they looked like playoff contenders that have not started the season very, very hot. And we don't know how it happened in one off season, but we're clicking very quickly. Trevor is it just the best pairing, Trevor and Doug, that and Trent just filled the right pieces on the roster to where maybe we hit maybe this is like a Cinderella season. I hope so. And so far that's what it looks like. Even if we lose to you guys, I like how our schedule looks. In the beginning, we're going the AFC West gauntlet, but right now it looks like a cupcake. It's like a cakewalk. But yeah, my prediction right now is playoffs. Prediction before the season, just be competitive and we'll go at it. We'll make a run for the playoffs next year, but come a little sooner.
Okay.
Yeah, I started going to road games in person in 2019. So I saw 1 road win that season, and then last year I saw 0. So coming into this season, I know we had all these picks. We got Doug Peterson, but I still wasn't convinced that we were going to turn around 2 years like that this quickly. So I was saying 5 to 6 wins, I'm happy.
Wow.
I said if we double the 3 from last year, I'm happy. That's where I was with this team. I was like, I've seen 4 wins in 2 seasons. You give me 5 or 6, we coming up. So to already have 2 this year, my prediction and seeing the rest of the division, our division, Titans, Colts, Texans, who do not look competitive at all. I'm saying with the first 3 weeks that we've seen, how we've seen Trevor play, how we've seen Christian Kirk play, Marvin Jones, the defense, who's top 5 in the league, seeing this team play like this in the first 3 weeks, why can't we win the AFC South this year? I think that's where all Jags fans' heads are right now as the season goes along. And I think we're all anticipating this Eagles game coming off these 2 blowout wins. And it's just crazy how this schedule has linked us up after how the season has played out so far with, Andy said the rest of the league hasn't looked too hot, but the Jags and the Eagles are 2 hot teams right now. And we're linking up now in Philly. So it's going to be a great game going forward. And I don't think if the Jags lose this game that the fans are going to be too upset about it, because they'll just use the excuse that, hey, we played Philly, Jalen Hurts looks like that guy. And then we come back home, we play the Texans, play the Colts, play the Giants. So we could really look like a 5-2 team through 7 weeks. So it's looking really optimistic right now. So AFC South win is what I'm looking forward to. Because then we host a playoff game, and that would be amazing.
Yo, I'm calling it right now. Look, I'm calling it. Hey, y'all winning the AFC South. The AFC South is trash right now. I'm telling you right now, the AFC South, I did not think was going to look this bad, especially the Colts. After they threw away Carson Wentz, they basically just blaming him, for the whole playoff. I'm not getting into the playoffs, but right now the Colts look bad. Like they look bad. Like they tied the first week, they got shut out the second. And
I don't know.
They finally won a game.
Yeah. I don't know how they beat the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I have no clue.
The Chiefs beat themselves.
Yeah,
the Chiefs beat themselves. Like honest shoot. But I'm telling you right now, the Jaguars are winning the AFC South. I believe in Doug Peterson. But not only that, last year y'all started to come along. Y'all always had talent on defense. I mean, that's the thing. Like I watch a lot of football, and y'all always had speed on defense. I'm surprised y'all let that one
Miles Jack.
Yeah. I'm surprised y'all let him go. I mean, like, what was the issue with that?
I think it was a contract thing. Plus, we knew that we were going to be targeting. I guess Balky knew he was going to be targeting Devin Lloyd in the draft. Chad Muma, we also got. I am so much happier with the linebackers. Oh no, and then we signed the linebacker from Atlanta. So we have a lot of linebackers now, probably the healthiest we've been at linebacker for a while. And it's been like I thought I was going to miss Miles Jack big time, especially since he was the Steelers. Gross. But I haven't. And Devin Lloyd looks like the truth. What's funny? Miles Jack was so young when he came in the league. They might be the same age. But Devin Lloyd has defensive rookie of the month. I think his projection is like all pro.
Okay.
And I like how our linebackers are better than I have probably since I've been maybe a little strong, but for a long time.
Okay. All right. Hey, look.
Miles Jack also got a lot of penalties too. He was kind of a hothead. He would do he'd be a little too rough, get angry too often.
Yeah. Okay. Look, hey, let's talk about these young QBs, man. Jalen Hurts last year, all we heard, hey, he's a runner, he's a running back, he's not a quarterback. So this offseason, he put in the time to work. He worked with Tom Brady on his throwing motion, all that good stuff. And now he just won the NFC Player of the Month. He's one of the hottest quarterback there is right now in football. He only got 100 and let me see, total of probably 160 something yards rushing in 3 games, but almost have I believe 900 yards through the air, about 800 yards through the air. So now talk to me about Trevor Lawrence. I mean, we know this guy was a first round pick for a reason. What is different from this year than last year? Because last year, man, we all was like, what the heck is going on with Trevor Lawrence? Is this the real Trevor Lawrence that we've seen, or does he have is his potential is like is not even there yet. I mean, how high could his potential be? He still in is.
You know what? When that stat, I don't know if you saw this stat last week about how Trevor was 0-9 in road games, and so was Peyton Manning, and the only quarterback to win his 10th game on the road in his second year against the Chargers was Peyton Manning, and Trevor Lawrence was the second. So when I saw that, I was like, that's a weird stat, and it's very specific, but if Peyton Manning struggled that much in his first year and turned out to be the quarterback that he is, then maybe Trevor is on that same path. And last year, if you look at it, Trevor had nobody in that locker room helping him with his game. Like when all that news came out about Urban Meyer, it's like if we were in the locker room on a day-to-day basis last season, we would have been like, what the hell is going on in this locker room? I don't think Trevor learned anything in his first year as an NFL quarterback. So I think with Doug Peterson in the building is a match made in heaven, like Andy said earlier, and seeing his progression already from last season, I can tell that he's not the bust that everybody said he was going to be last year. We just didn't have any competent coaching around him. You look at his stats last game, he's getting the ball out quicker. Receivers are catching the balls. He threw 3 touchdowns, no picks, and he's got an amazing stat line through 3 games so far. I think his only interception was against the Commanders on that Hail Mary lob because we had to do a game-drive touchdown or a game-winning touchdown last game. So he's no Jalen right now, but he's definitely looking better than he did last season, and I think he deserves some respect when teams are going up against him.
Yeah, one of the main differences I see is confidence, and the receivers are catching the ball this year. Like if we have a drop, I'm shocked. Last year, when he would release it and it was going to the receiver, like I was clenching, saying, "Please don't drop it! Please don't drop it!" So many drops. One of the biggest differences this year is the receivers are not dropping the ball. Also, for the first time in a long time being a fan, I'm watching like replays and receivers are open. Like last year, I'm trying to figure out whose fault is it, receiver, Trevor, and you look back and you're like, well, no one's open. Who is he gonna like? Doug is scheming players open.
Absolutely.
Christian Kirk, fantastic route runner. So there's a combination, just so many factors in play here with why Trevor's taken such a big step. And like you're seeing like since he's able to flourish now, you're seeing the reasons why he was picked so high. Like his release is so quick. The ability to throw on the run, whether he's running right or left, is fantastic. The only thing that we haven't seen yet is a game-winning drive. Like we've seen him in 2 blowouts this year. He tried for a game-winning drive versus the Commanders week 1. I didn't have a lot of confidence. I still don't have a lot of confidence that he has that in him yet until I see it. When I see it, like I'm on cloud 9. You won't be able to tell me anything because we haven't had a quarterback that can drive down the field, or if a team scores and we're down 4, 5, 6, I'm like, all right, Trevor's coming out. We don't have that yet until I see it. But when I see it, if I see it, I'll be nervous as hell when it's happening. But once it happens, it's like getting the lid off the hoop. Like let's have it happen. So my confidence in our ability to get a game-winning drive together is high, because when it is, I'm gonna be a different level fan.
And if that happens against this Eagles team where he does it, oh boy.
My god!
Oh boy!
Calm down, everybody. Ooh. Come on now, stop all that madness talking. But now, look. I mean, y'all haven't seen it, maybe because y'all haven't needed it, right? I mean, a lot of people said, look, the Philadelphia Eagles have not scored in the second half in 2 games. Right? But are they capable of scoring in the second half? I'm pretty sure they are. But they haven't needed to because, by halftime, the game is almost over, like basically over, and the defense just has to maintain the lead, right? So that's what I'm saying. So now I really think that this Sunday, whatever y'all talking about, Trevor Lawrence need to show y'all, he might go out there and show y'all. I really think this is going to be a 4-quarter game. No team is going to have no bigger lead than maybe 10. But I'm telling you, right then and there, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter and coaching decisions. The coaching decision is going to be important. I know we was talking about it earlier, how Doug Peterson loved to go for fourth downs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, he going to live and die by fourth down. Oh, my God.
Bringing back bad memories.
It could be frustrating sometimes, but at times you be like, yes, Doug, that's the Super Bowl, right? It was a fourth down play. It was a fourth down play. People was like, hey, kick the field goal. Oh. The Philly special came on a fourth down play and got a touchdown out of it, right? Goodness, but we also had a tie. We also had a tie a couple years ago. Instead of going for a 50-yard field goal, he went for a fourth down, and we didn't get it. So it's just one of them things. Come on, Doug. When do you go? And you got to pick when you want to go for fourth down, when you have to go for fourth down. But look, I love Doug for that, man.
We started
he's the fourth down king.
We started the game versus the Chargers last week, going for it right away. I think it was the first drive, and we're near midfield. And I was like, Doug, they have Justin Herbert. I don't know if you want to give him that good a field position. I think we didn't get it, but the defense came out and stopped them. So that's given the defense confidence. That every time you ask a defender, what do you like when they go for it on fourth down, they always say yes, because it fires them.
They ain't gonna say no. Like the Eagles, look, the same players, and they've been saying the same thing. Yes, we like it, but at the same time, it's just like, hey, the players, man, you got protected from themselves, right? And we saw that last night watching the game. We saw that last week and stuff like that. So players always gonna try to get the coaches back. But at the end of the day, man, it's a win or loss. Like that one tie, could have kept us out of the playoffs, instead of the win. So, but I love, and Nick Sirianni is the same way, by the way. Like for some odd reason, we got the exact same coach that we just let go, but a younger one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he's a player's coach, man. Him and Jalen Hurts may have a special handshake that both coaches' son. So Jalen Hurts literally told Nick Sirianni, hey, I want you to yell at me. I want you to coach me hard. You know what I mean? So that's the type of relationship that they have. And that's why. So how's that relationship with Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence? Like, what kind of relationship that they have?
I think they have a secret handshake as well.
They do?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Come on.
No, probably no secret handshake. Yeah, I don't know what their relationship is like. They always say great things about each other, and I'm sure it's all positive. I don't like the score prediction I don't like that. Take that back off. That is so disrespectful.
Look, we're definitely going to get into the score prediction, all that stuff. Now let's get into the Chargers offense. Let's talk about the passing game. Like what kind of
Jags.
Man, we're talking about the Jags offense. So what kind of, how does their passing offense look like? Is it a lot of RPO? They come off a lot of RPOs, traditional drop back, what kind of passing, offense do the Jags have?
Let's see RPOs. We got some RPOs. The running game, run versus pass calls. Doug was criticized for it week 1 because way too many passes versus runs. He likes passing the ball for sure. And then the RPO, I'm loving the RPO. That is unlocked a new a new element to our game, and you can tell Trevor's really comfortable with it too. So it's a mix of both, but you could definitely tell he loves throwing the ball and he loves the RPO.
Yeah, it's definitely a great mix. I'm glad it's not too heavy on one side. And James Robinson, I'm hoping that we use him. I don't know. I think y'all have better run D than pass D, but I'm still hoping James Robinson gets 20 plus carries this game, because I think if he can get going, then we can open up that pass game against y'all secondary and Darius Slay and all those guys, and get Christian Kirk some long balls with your slot corner out. So I think this is going to be the James Robinson game for us. But our offense is pretty balanced. But right now, through 3 weeks, passing game and running game looking good so far.
Well, right now, the Eagles are ranked about 18th in the run defense because of course, Swift went off on us. He rushed for over 130-something yards.
I like that.
So we definitely, that is one of my biggest concerns also, to stop the run. If we stop the run, I feel like that this game, of course, we're going to talk about our three keys, but definitely our passing game to me is way stronger than our run defense right now. Right now we're about 18th in the run defense, and let me see with the pass offense. Let me see the passing defense real quick. Sorry.
Better watch out. James Robinson going to have a 50-yard touchdown again.
I want to see ETN get going too.
And we about let me see, NFL about number 5 when it comes to about top 5. Yeah, we top 5 when it comes to the passing offense. So definitely, we're gonna be focused on stopping the run. I mean, that's every team to me. I mean, if you make one team one-dimensional, so hey, like, man, your chance of winning that game is very high. Now you could predict what that team is going to do. Throw. We saw that a lot of times last week with Carson Wentz. We already knew the play action cannot work if you ain't running the ball, right? So definitely that is one of my biggest fears facing the Jags, by the way, is can we stop, Robinson and Etienne from getting 5 yards per carry? That's going to be tough. But I think we will have something planned for them. But we'll see. But as far as your running game, how do you like your running game so far through 3 games?
Having 2 running backs coming off injuries, I am beyond expectations. James Robinson looks great. ETN is a great change of pace back. Oops, sorry, I don't want to flash your viewers. It's I've been thrilled with the run game. I think he's mixing it in the last 2 weeks a perfect amount, and seems to always get positive yardage.
Yeah, I remember when we had Fournette, he was getting like 1 yard. I initially didn't like Fournette. He was getting 1 yard carries every game. I would call him 1 yard Fournette. But James Robinson, ETN, they're always going forward. They're always falling forward. They get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards per carry. In the first game, ETN was averaging like 11 yards per carry or something crazy. And his acceleration is insane. James Robinson, they couldn't catch him on that breakaway touchdown last week. And these guys they're coming off injuries. It's crazy how these guys are looking after coming off of these injuries. So that's my favorite part about the Jags offense so far is this duo backfield we have and unstoppable on Sunday.
Yeah, both teams is in the top 10 in rushing offense. I mean, that's the good thing about this matchup. So both teams, I feel like they're going to be concentrating. Both defense going to be trying hard to stop the running game at first. So and I know for a fact so let me ask y'all this question. How would you want Jalen Hurts to beat you? With his arm or with his
arm?
Just pick.
I can't stand when a quarterback dices us up on the ground. It's like arm. Yeah, there's no worse feeling than when you have a quarterback on 3rd and 8 and you have great coverage and he sneaks up the middle for the first down. No, that just kills me. Beat me with your arm, because then what can I do? I got to tip my hat. Good job. You're getting it down the field to A-Rod or goodness.
Like Devontae Smith mossing 2 guys. Wow, that was great. I see Jalen Hurts running 50 yards down the field. No.
I'm going to be sick. This is a good question, though. I was going to ask you. Derek asked before this one. He said, how has Jordan Davis been against the run? Georgia.
Jordan Davis hasn't really played as much as we would like him to play, because I think that Fletcher Cox, him being on his last year, right, he came in extra motivated this year for some odd reason. Hargrave and Fletcher Cox are playing on a different level this year, but when Jordan Davis is when he's in the game, last week we saw him, he was getting double teamed every time he's in the game. And now they leave the 1-on-1 for Fletcher Cox, Hargrave, Sweat, Graham. So he definitely impacts the game once he's in the game, just because of his, of his presence. And now that lead, but the Eagles, they're only allowing like 2.3, 2.3, 2.8 per rush when he's in the game. Especially that first game against the Lions. That's why we were screaming, put Jordan Davis back in the game. But when he's not in the game, it's about 5 to 8 yards per rush. So definitely he does impact the game. But because of Fletcher Cox, his last year, he's getting paid. If you're on the Philadelphia Eagles, you're making more than your backup, or you definitely gonna play, regardless if you're not better than the backup. See, that's how they operate also. That's why, Jason Peters, he lasted a little bit longer. I mean, hey, we should have been put Mariota there. Yeah. He was making more than Mariota. Alshon Jeffrey, once he got back from injury, instead of, keeping the hot hand with our wide receiver that we picked up, man, I forgot his name, but we took him out and put Alshon Jeffrey in. So we kind of like, hey, whoever is getting paid more will play, most of the game. But Jordan Davis, man, I'm telling you right now, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with, because this is Fletcher Cox last year. And remember this, I keep saying this, right? Fletcher Cox might be traded like mid-season. Like, because why would you let him walk for nothing at the end of the year, especially if he's playing at a high level right now? You probably could get a second or third round pick for him. Who knows? And especially if you're a veteran team that is like, one defense tackle away, improve your pass rush a little bit. But hey, I won't be surprised now that, now they'll leave room for Jordan Davis, Milton Williams to step in there. But definitely, Jordan Davis, man, he definitely helps us up a lot. And I'm hoping to see him a lot this upcoming Sunday. This is a perfect game for Jordan Davis to play at least 60% of the snaps. We need to stop that running game. I'm going to keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. We need to stop the running game. We stop that running game. I mean, I believe that Trevor Lawrence is going to have a hard time throwing against this Philadelphia Eagles defense. But definitely the running game is the key to stopping y'all from getting that win. So,
all right. Have you seen a little bit of Nakobe Dean yet from Georgia?
Nakobe Dean is like non-existent, man. Because look, this is a good problem to have. We have this is the best group of linebackers I've ever seen in Philadelphia. With TJ Edwards, with Hassan Reddick, with Bradley. I mean, we got a Kaiser White. I mean, all these guys are bona fide starters. But Nakobe Dean, he barely sees the field, and he's okay. Man, look, he understands, hey, these guys are playing great in front of me. When I have a chance, I'll go in, and make a couple plays. Also, as the season go on, look, I'm telling you right now, these vets are going to start getting tired, and now you have fresh bodies to keep rotating them. And that's what the Eagles are very, very good at, having depth at the right places, the defensive line, the linebacker, the offensive line. Having those type of depths helps a veteran team out later on into the season. But Nakobe Dean can't see the field really. And look, it's okay right now. You know what I mean? I'm not even stressing it. I didn't expect him to come in and start right away, especially after we went out and got Kaiser White and Hassan Reddick. So I didn't expect him to start. So I'm okay seeing, pieces of him every now and then. So, all right. So let me see. So now let's play a game. Matchups, right? Who has the upper hand? All right. So I'm going to start asking y'all this question. Y'all offensive line versus the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line. Who has the upper hand in that matchup?
I will say our right tackle has not given up a sack or a pressure. I don't think he's given up a pressure all season.
I think you guys have the advantage on the inside because our center's a rookie. I think he's going to have his hands full with Fletcher Cox there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they can prepare him to guard that veteran tackle. But
And our left guard isn't that great.
Yeah. So I think you guys in the trenches have it. That's my humble opinion.
All right, so now let's flip it. The Eagles offensive line versus the Jags defensive line. So I'm gonna say that just based off my 3 games that I've seen this offensive line, besides week 1, they've been solid. Like Lane Johnson have not allowed a sack in almost 2 years. Like this dude is that good. He's our right tackle. So Mariota, he's pancake. Everybody that comes around there, he is smacking them like they're flies. So, but Lyndon Dickerson, like this offensive line right here, in my opinion, is one of the best offensive line in football. And Jalen Hurts has so much time back there to throw the ball, and that's why he's picking these teams apart.
I don't like what I'm hearing.
Teams want him, teams want Jalen Hurts to beat them with his arm. I told you this offseason, he worked on his throwing motion. His everything is completely different. And he had wide receivers. A.J. Brown coming to this team was the biggest thing that could ever happen to Philadelphia Eagles. He is a TO, a young TO 2.0 version of TO.
It's one of the best receivers in the league.
So now that gave him more confidence because last week, look, you saw this. Like a couple of those throws, man, I'm not going to lie. A couple of those throws, I'm like, ugh, it could have been a better throw, but your wide receivers go up and make plays for you. You know what I mean? And catch the ball. But the offensive line is very solid. But how is y'all defensive line? How's y'all edge rusher? So before I pick,
Josh Allen is in the top 5 in the league in getting pressure. Trayvon Walker has looked like a man out there. He's affecting the quarterback a lot. He just doesn't have the stats right now. Let's see. And then when we get in third down packages, our defensive coordinator is sending some wild blitzes. He was on the Bucs staff when Hurts played him. I think Hurts has played him 2 times. So he has an idea of playing Hurts. Now Hurts has improved a lot, but I'm interested to see what our defensive coordinator Mike Caldwell does against Hurts, because he's been on 2 Bucs defensive squads that have given Hurts problems. But like I said, Hurts looks better than he's ever looked. So I don't know. That's tough because I have heard that your unit is a veteran unit and it's a good one. It might be a wash. Might be a wash. We just gotta get home a couple times, or maybe just contain him and make him beat you with his arm. But God, he's shown that he can do it.
Look, I'm gonna pick my offensive line. No, for real though, man. I'm gonna pick my offensive line. I've seen these guys play. They barely allow sacks. Yes, Jalen Hurts got sacked twice, but it was during garbage time, basically. But besides that, Jalen Hurts didn't get sacked 1 time in game 1. I think he got sacked 1 time in game 2. So he probably been sacked 4 times, if that.
I think a lot of the reason for that though is because he can run. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to go. He had 90 rush yards in first week, and then because the last 2 defenses you've played have gave up so many pass yards, he hasn't
300.
He hasn't even had to run. So I think this matchup that we're talking about right now is going to be the key. One of the main keys to the game. Can this new Jags defensive line that's playing amazing contain Jalen Hurts, who's playing out of his mind right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And y'all got a lot of speed.
And
y'all got a lot of speed and
we have depth
so
on a D line.
So if he does, try to run, I think y'all have some speed to contain him. Do y'all think that y'all gonna play a spy on Jalen Hurts at all?
No clue. I was about to ask you, how often is he looking to run? Is he strictly dropping back and passing, or
he looks to run when the pocket breaks down?
Okay. So he's not like going one read, two read. All right, let me run.
No. The past 2 games, he have thrown for 333 one game, and then I think 350 last game. Like, he is sitting there delivering the ball. At one point, this dude was 15 for 15. He was not looking to run at all. And this offensive line wasn't letting nobody get close to him. The first game caught this offensive line by surprise. The first game, we was not ready. Even Kelsey came out and said it. Wow, all this blitz package, we wasn't ready. But the second and third game, man, you could tell that these teams was like, let Hurts beat us with his arm. And he shredded them, so far.
How old is Jason
just
Kelsey?
Like picking poison. Jason Kelsey, I believe, is 32.
I kind of want Trayvon lined up on him on third down one time. I want to see what he can do to him.
But this is the thing, though. This is the thing with the Eagles offensive line, right? They love to run the ball. So Jason Kelsey, he loved being the lead blocker. He will snap the ball and he will lead the charge downfield. So the Eagles offensive line, and Dougie P knows that, because I saw it a lot when Dougie P was here too. The offensive line, like, boom, Lane Johnson, man, he coming from the right side all the way, and he's leading the charge. You know what I mean? So this offensive line love to run the ball more than they love to throw the ball. So if the matchups are not there, believe me, they're going to start running the ball more than they're going to start throwing the ball.
Our linebackers are fast. So, like in years past.
Are they big and physical?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I know Devin Lloyd for sure is. In years past, I'd be worried about Hurts even more running. But we got some speed on defense. Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker, for how big he is. Like, I'm nervous about Hurts running, but for some reason, like for the first time in a long time, I'm confident that he won't be running for long. Like, we had one year, maybe in last year, Zach Wilson scored a 50-yard rushing touchdown on us. Oh my gosh! But that's not happening with this unit. Yeah. Too many dogs.
Part of the reason why we said we'd rather Hurts beat us with his arm, because those QB rush touchdowns are just gut wrenching. But I think our defense is gonna put up a show against y'all offensively for sure.
Okay, all right. So our offense with all wide receivers versus y'all DBs.
You win.
Who has the advantage?
Next. There you go.
Well, reverse it. All right, let's reverse it then. Let's reverse it. All right, our DBs, Slay, Bradbury are in the top 4 of completions. I think Slay is allowing less than 20%. The same thing with Bradbury. So they both are basically locking these wide receivers down. In the past couple of weeks, we had to go against Scary Terry. He got his yards, basically doing, a garbage time. And of course, you saw the performance that Slade did on Justin Jefferson. But my worry is Avonte Maddox, our nickel corner. He's not able to go this Sunday. But we do have some capable backups, Josiah Scott, he might be that nickel corner that we put in there. I wanted CD Deuce, Chauncey Gardner that we picked up from the Saints, but you would cripple 2 positions, right? You will cripple the safety position because he would have to come down from safety to play the nickel, and now you're going to put Kevon Wallace back there. So we're going to leave him back there and just dump in Scott, and hopefully he could do enough. But as a whole, I want to hear about y'all wide receivers before I pick.
Yeah, I like the matchup with Christian Kirk in the slot. And not only the slot, the backfield in motion from left to right before the ball is even snapped. I think we can manufacture an offense that keeps it away from Darius Slay, even if Zay Jones doesn't play. But if Zay Jones plays, the duo Kirk and Jones are in the top 5 in the league statistically. Then we got Travis Etienne who will motion out of the backfield. He's explosive. Zay Jones has been a very pleasant addition this year. And then Marvin Jones, who's more of the possession receiver, he'll catch anything. He's good for 1 or 2 really, or maybe more than that, really contested catches. and then I guess maybe Zay Jones doesn't play. It's Tim Jones. We have a lot of Joneses, and I don't know too much about him.
I think because Trevor threw it to 7 different targets last game, so 7 different people caught a ball last week. So I think if Slay becomes a problem in the game, we'll start targeting other people that are giving up yards or go short. Or if the run game's working, we just run it. But I think I'm not worried about that matchup. I think if we don't turn the ball over and we can stay poised in Philly, Trevor should have a fine day on offense against your secondary.
All right, so this is what I'm talking about right here. Lowest passer rating allowed. Bradbury and Slay is in the top 4. The only 2 people that's better than them is DJ Reed and JC Horn. So this is going up against, at least in my opinion, Justin Jefferson. He is possibly the best wide receiver in the league, and Scary Terry. But Curtis Samuel to me last week prepared us for Christian Kirk. Yes, because he is the same type of wide receiver in the slot, running back, reverses, and he basically got shut down. Because I keep telling people this, and you could have Randy Moss, Jerry Rice all on the same team. You get to that quarterback, it doesn't matter who you have. And that's what happened last week. I'm not saying we're going to get 9 sacks. That's not going to happen. But I'm saying this, that if we get to Trevor Lawrence, it doesn't matter who these wide receivers are, and vice versa for the Philadelphia Eagles too. But Jalen Hurts, you're trying to get to him, he's going to run. Is Trevor Lawrence that type of quarterback that's going to take off and run? If the pockets start collapsing, I don't know. I mean, have you seen it this year so far?
Maybe a couple times.
Yeah, it's not something he likes to do, but if he has to, he will. He will take it and run. So if you guys can get to the quarterback, obviously it's going to be tough. It's going to be easy to shut the receivers down because you're going to be sacking the quarterback. But that's what y'all did last week against Wentz. You guys had 9 sacks against him, so you had to play catch-up all game. So anybody who caught a ball was getting garbage points because you guys had the lead all game. But I think this one will be much closer. I don't expect 9 sacks to happen. So I think some of our receivers going to get theirs this weekend.
That is true. Trevor hasn't been touched since week 1. I don't think he's been sacked since week 1.
He's getting that ball.
I do expect. Last week I was like, they're getting theirs. They're gonna have a sack. They have Mac, Khalil Mack, and Joey Bosa. They're getting theirs, but it didn't happen. I know Bosa went out early, but still Mac was contained. And they also have another good pass rusher. I can't remember his name right now. Last week I was surprised, so I'd love to be surprised again. But you guys will get. I feel it's gonna happen. It's a loud environment.
So tell me this: besides Kirk, like what other wide receivers that we should keep an eye on? Because to me, if you are relying on Kirk to basically be your passing game, then I see that the Eagles have the advantage as far as the DBs versus your wide receivers also.
Yes,
I don't think we rely on anybody because I think this season so far we've just been getting open. Doug Peterson's been scheming up great offensive plays, and our receivers are running good routes. Trevor's had time, so we've been able to dish it out to everybody. Evan Engram, we make plays after the ball. We catch it and we break tackles and we get to the first down line with 3 yards to go. So I think all of those factor into this game, and it's going to be a dogfight. You got ETN catches out of the backfield, Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk. It's not just one guy on our team. We don't have that wide receiver 1 like AJ Brown, who you just feed all game, 11 targets, 100+ yards.
Whoa! Hey, you
wide receiver 1.
Hey, you better put some respect on Smitty name now.
I will.
Devontae Smith.
Good point in the comments. I don't know why. Evan Engram is basically tight end / wide receiver, so he's coming off the line too.
But we got Dallas Goedert to combat with that.
Well, we're doing corners versus receivers right now, not receivers versus receivers. But and we have good 2 tight end sets. So if we want to if we want to get big on you.
But is Evan Engram actually one of your key players on that offensive line as far as a threat to be seen?
In
Because
third
I heard a
down,
lot of bad things,
He's a
throughout the
sleeper.
training camp that he wasn't,
yeah, so
that he wasn't
did
catching
I.
up. Huh?
He has been a great surprise this season.
Okay.
I heard from Giants fans before the season, like, oh, have fun with him. He drops every single ball. But he is, I don't think I've seen a drop, and he's been a great third down converter. He's so fast. Like, we've never had a tight end this fast.
Like I said, I think our home opener, he had a catch where he was behind the first down line, broke a tackle near the sideline, fell forward for the first down. Like, we got dogs on our team. Like, they're playing for Doug, man. He's got that locker room right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and this is the underlying a storyline that a lot of people is not really looking at. These guys, players love to play for Doug Peterson. So now coming back to Philly, and I'm pretty sure they know the story. He won the Super Bowl, got fired, and now he's going back. Of course, they're going to want to win it for Doug. I mean, they're going to play for Doug, man. Honest truth, man. They're going to play for Doug. And these guys are going to play hard. This game is going to be a dog fight. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be a blowout by any means at all. So whoever thinks it's going to be a blowout,
if you're lucky,
if you're Eagle fans and you're listening to this, I'm telling you right now, this is our biggest test by far this season. Do not sleep on the Jags. Their defense is fast, young, and hungry. Their offense is unpredictable because we know how Doug Peterson is. He's going to do a lot of RPOs. He's going to use the tight ends a lot. He's going to use them like Zach Ertz, the 2017-18 year. He loved using his tight ends. So that's why I told the Giants fan, you're going to see a different Evan Engram when he goes to Jacksonville because of Dougie P. So this game is going to be close. But I said the same thing with the Washington game. I didn't, I was like divisional games, don't take it lightly. But you go into every game like it's a brand new game. Like you can't just go off. Last week we got 9 sets. The games don't carry over. You got to start every week is a brand new game. So I'm definitely like low-key worried about this game a little bit because Doug Peterson is a great coach, in my opinion. Any coach that wins you your first franchise Super Bowl, you better put some respect on his name and the team that he's bringing to the link. But before we head out, hey, give me your 3 keys to victory, man. I know this show went a little bit long. Your 3 keys to victory and your score prediction, who wins?
My 3 keys: contain Jalen Hurts. Don't let that man run. If he's running all over the field, it's going to be a long day in the link. Second one, we got to win that defensive line of scrimmage, man. And then the third one, convert them 3rd and 4th downs. That was one of my biggest changes that I wanted to see this season was the Jags actually getting first downs. They barely got any last year. And if they can do that, I'm confident that the offense will churn during the whole game. And with that being said, I got a defensive grind in my score prediction. It's going to be 20-17 Jags.
2017 Jags. Oh, 2017 Jags. Wow. Okay. I like it. So it's a defensive game.
I can't come on here and pick Eagles, man.
I mean, well, you can because, I did watch your podcast. And for those of you who are watching right now, right, please make sure y'all go check out his podcast. They did a video yesterday, and I had to listen to the whole 20-minute video and see, what they was talking about the Eagles. And my guy, Dunn, did not pick the Jags to win because he thinks that if he picks the Jags to win, they might lose. So he's trying to reverse from last week. What happened, man? What's going on, man?
It's the Jags that do it to me, man. I don't know what team is going to come out here. I don't know what's going to happen because last week I did Chargers and the Jags won. So I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. So I hate score predictions because I'm never right.
So you picked the Jags to win. That means if you're never right, then the Eagles is going to win.
Well, I've said both. So I'm saying Jags on this platform, Eagles on mine.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't go into enemy territory and pick Years past, I would gladly. First of all, I don't think we would say yes to coming on here if we were 0-3. That's just we don't like. Like I said in the beginning, we don't do too much content when we're trash. So anyway, in years past, I would have picked the Eagles, but after 3 weeks, seeing like I have to throw everything out of the window from what I thought I know about this team because it's not the same team. Dougie P, who I will call him that because I saw someone in the comments tell me that I can't call him that. Dougie P has made us turn us into a team that I don't even recognize. Only thing I recognize are the names on the back of the shirt and the logo right now. So give me my 3 keys because I think it's going to be close. Turnover battle will be very important. We can't let the Eagles. I assume they're ball hawks. For some reason, my whole life, I've just see the Eagles defensive backs, and I just think ball hawk for some reason. Maybe some of your star DBs have done that to me. Don't throw interceptions because that pass rush is going to be there. Don't get mossed by Devontae Smith. Tyson Campbell has a habit of doing that. And AJ Brown, top 3 receiver probably in the league. So don't get mossed by the receivers, and don't let Hurts escape the pocket. Let him beat you. Like I said, he's been beating teams with his arm, but if that's what happens, I'm gonna have to swallow that pill, and I'm swallowing that pill will be a lot easier than letting him escape and converting these 3rd and longs with his legs. I won't be able to sleep at night if that happens.
But I think he's going to do that a couple times. Like he's not going to.
Yes, he will. Yeah, he will. And Derek, that's funny. So give me, since he's going to defensive battle, give me like 34-27 Jaguars in an offensive battle. Jaguars fans come home with a dub and the Doug Peterson statue outside Lincoln Financial.
Stop it. Hey, the last team that tried to vandalize our Rocky statue got blown out 38-7. The Vikings. Ask the Vikings how that worked out for them. Hey, don't touch our statues, all right? Don't touch our statues.
You can keep the Foles one. He didn't do too great for us.
Well, they're together. I mean, they are literally on the same platform together. They are talking about the Philly special on that statue. That's what it is. So that's what it is. So
that jackhammer come out.
Hey, this very random YouTube name, but I like that they're here. Disney Endings. That's a YouTuber. I love this comment. If Hurts can't run on us, Devin Lloyd and Foye. If Hurts can't run on us, Devin Lloyd, Foye. This is an easy blowout win for the Jags.
I guess he wasn't watching the past couple of weeks. How he was throwing like 20+ yards. I mean, the Eagles lead the league in 20+ yard throws and catches. But hey, y'all forgetting Quez Watkins, man. Like Quez Watkins will take the top off your what?
I don't. He did that against the Vikings Monday Night Football. Yeah, he was wide open. So that was blown.
But he's our speedster. So as much y'all focus on Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert, believe me, he's going to eat. But Quez Watkins, he's going to take. He's going to keep your DBs, your safeties honest, because I think that Devontae Smith is going to get a lot of underneath route. AJ Brown, he's going to get the medium, but Quez Watkins, he will be going over the top at least one time this game. But my 3 keys real quick, you have to stop the run, stop the run, stop the run, stop the run. If you stop the run, look, I believe we can make this game a pretty one-sided game for a young quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, get to the quarterback. I mean, even if you don't sack him, hit him a couple times. You know what I mean? Try to make his throws even come out faster. Right now, I heard that he's averaging like 2.2. Like from time he get the ball from time he release, 2.5. Like seconds later. That is very fast because I heard that he's a one-read quarterback. Is that true? Because that's the only way you can get the ball out that fast. If you already predetermined where you're going to go, the ball is hiked, and then you just throw it there because you're not going to get it out that fast unless you already know exactly where you're going to go instead of going through your reads. So that's what I heard, but I'm not really sure. I mean, is he actually going through his read? How long is he holding the ball a lot?
If his first read is locked down, you'll have, I think with most quarterbacks, you'll have a lot more success. I'm not a tape guy, so I'm not sure how many reads he's going to. But in the last two weeks, I don't know if it's just coincidental. His first read has been open, so he's throwing it to him, and that's probably why the ball has been coming out so fast.
Yeah. And that is really, really dangerous with a guy like Slay because he does watch tape also. If he throws it like a lot of times to his first read, he's going to get picked off at least one time. So that's what I'm saying. And the longer he holds on to the ball, something bad might happen, but who knows? But you get to the quarterback, you stop the run. And number 3, don't get beat deep. I know,
you won't.
Well, I'm just saying, though. I mean, that's the thing, right? See, look, we won't, but you never know. Somebody might get behind. Next thing you know, look, Trevor Lawrence got an arm. Like, I'm not even going to lie. He could sling the rock, all right? So I'm not even going to lie, but just don't get beat deep. Don't fall asleep and think that they're not going to run past you, especially with Avonte Maddox, him being out. So, I mean, that is a big blow for the Eagles defense. But I think that we're going to be all right. And my score prediction right here, is, are y'all ready for this? My score prediction is 31-24. That's my score. Eagles, of course. I think the Eagles will win this game. 31.
I thought you meant Jags.
No, 31-24. But I do think that this game, if the Jags don't come out the first couple possessions and put something on the board and the Eagles do, then it's going to be one of those games where now y'all going to be chasing and Dougie P will be going for it on 4th down. So that's another thing too. Dougie P, we know his tendencies, 4th down, he's going to go for it. But how many times and when he's going to go for it is what we don't know. But he's definitely going to go for it, especially when he's trailing. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing at the wrong time.
Yeah, well, I want the game more. I want to win the game more than I did 60 minutes ago. So, mission accomplished.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, I cannot wait for this game, man. But I thank y'all very much for coming on this podcast, man. Look, I enjoy y'all fans very, very much. Your trolls. It doesn't bother me one bit. You know what I mean? I do this because I love football. I love the Eagles, and I love talking to other, teams, content creators, man. So I appreciate y'all coming on one last time. Let them know what y'all working on. I mean, are y'all going to be dropping something before Sunday or what? Just let them know, and then we're going to get y'all out of here.
No, if we win, look for a reaction video Sunday evening. If we lose, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll talk the game. Real quick, though, do you think the Eagles – there's any chance the Eagles are caught off guard Sunday if Doug wants to run the Philly special on the goal line?
See, I heard y'all talk about that too on y'all show. No, Doug ain't gonna do that.
You don't think
Doug,
so? Nah. You don't think would that be some disrespectful stuff, or do you think that'd be more like a joke, like a funny joke? Just run it. You don't think he'd do that?
Nah, I don't think Doug is there to play games. I think Doug, just like somebody asked him, did he see the statue of him and Nick Foles? He said no. You was there for 2 years after that. Like, what was you doing? Like, because I just think that he don't want to go backwards. Huh?
I said that confused me too. He was like, he never seen it in person.
Oh, that's fine. Because as soon as you walk in the stadium, it's like right there, like up the stairs, like right there. So, but because he doesn't want to go back, relive those times because he's the coach. I'm the head coach of the Jags. So, and he just want to focus on that, not the good times he had in Philly. He just want to go there. When
business trip.
After that, exactly. A business trip. But I really think Will he try to run the Philly special? I do not think so. Just like Nick Sirianni, he tried to run the Philly special. His first home game, an epic fail. That was the worst Philly special I've ever saw. Nick Sirianni, the fan was booing him. Yo, we wanted him gone right then and there. Don't ever disrespect the Philly special, and it wasn't even close to being the Philly special. But so I think Doug, he's gonna go there. He's gonna try to do all his little trickeries, but he would not run the Philly special. At least I hope he don't.
He's gonna come up with a new play, call it something else.
Yeah, the Jags special maybe. I don't know, but
like that.
but that's all for today, man. Look, I appreciate every single last one of you who tuned in. Please make sure y'all hit that like button. If you're Eagle fan, go show them some love. Go show that brotherly love that we always show our guests. Go subscribe to their channel. Help them build their channel. But look, Dougie P is still our coach. We will always cheer for Dougie P, just not this Sunday. All right. We are always going to love Dougie P, but this Sunday, he's going to be our worst enemy. But definitely go check this channel out. Go sub them up. At least show them when they lose. But it is what it is. But as always, man, look, I appreciate all y'all that tune in, and go Birds.
Appreciate it.